In 1966, a compact, sporty two-door saloon entered the market. It was only intended to extend the lower end of the company's range. Its design was rather plain, its technology came from the larger models, and its name gave away nothing but the engine capacity. And yet, after barely 2 years of development, a new class of car was created, which still brings a smile to the face of most car fans, BMW's O2 series. The four-seater family saloon was fun to drive from the start and became the perfect all-rounder for a whole generation of motorsport drivers. It was a jack of all trades, a people carrier and a cup winner. This unusual mixture of two extremely distinct talents was what made the BMW O2 so successful.
BMW 1600. Ein neuer Wagen von BMW. Ein Wagen, der einerseits nicht teurer als ein Mittelklassewagen, der aber andererseits ein echter BMW ist. Machen Sie eine Probefahrt im neuen BMW 1600. Aus Freude am Fahren. BMW.
To distinguish the small BMW from the larger four-door model, the manufacturers added the suffix 2 to stand for two-door. This very compact and light saloon, at 4.23 meters and 920 kilos, follows the same design as the four-door sister model. Details such as the round tail lights were typical for the time and were also to be found on other makes. Our 1602 from 1973 still exudes luxury with its chrome trim. The more powerful versions had a lot more matte black. Without a doubt, the O2 exudes self-confidence, just like the commercials of the time. They definitely bragged a lot.
Hochleistungstriebwerke, Sicherheitsfahrgestell und überdimensionierte Bremsen geben dem Europajet in jeder Phase des Fluges ein Höchstmaß an Sicherheit. Nach dem gleichen Prinzip wurde der BMW 1600 konstruiert. Für jede Verkehrssituation die nötigen Sicherheitsreserven. Hochleistungstriebwerk. Sicherheitsfahrgestell. Überdimensionierte Bremsen. Aus Freude am Fahren, BMW.
The standard seats are flat and wide, and racing drivers usually swap them out. Getting into the back is difficult, so as a precaution, the O2 was sold as a 2+2 coupe in the USA. When attempting to get out again, you need to be careful of your knees. The controls and instruments are in line with other BMWs, while the series standard equipment was considered rather sparse even at the time. But thanks to the narrow roof supports, the little BMW is bright and clear. The gear stick is within easy reach and everything else is fairly well laid out. Only the glove compartment keeps the items inside secure. The ochre yellow handbook shows one of the most popular paint jobs. Oh yes, and the indicator control is on the wrong side, which mostly annoyed people switching from other makes to the BMW. The small side windows are still sought after, the large, thin leather steering wheel is an original feature, and the vertical pedals are familiar to Beetle and Porsche drivers. Beneath the huge bonnet, which opens towards the front, there's at least 85 horsepower at your disposal. The high-revving four-cylinder engine is brisk, 0 to 100 in 13 seconds, and a top speed of 160 kilometers per hour are at least a good foundation. In the boot, the only annoyance is the high boot sill. A 450-litre capacity is enough for holiday journeys. From the start, the O2 series was loved by rally drivers. Works driver Achim Warmbold drove the chubby race car from overall win to overall win, even against pure-blooded sports cars like the Renault Alpine or the Porsche 911. The four-seater from Munich was able to play to the gallery. The most adventurous drift angles are possible in the O2, as it is docile and easy to control as long as the road is wide enough. A differential lock is recommended. If you overdo it, you will find your rear end overtaking you. But into the late 70s, the little BMW remained the car of choice for both sports and fun for a large group of loyal followers.
Damit ist ein BMW so schnell, dass man Gefahren hinter sich lassen kann. Aus Freude am Fahren. BMW.
Good O2s are pretty rare, but the basic models, like our 1602 from 1973, are still relatively cheap. It's only the rare 2002 Ti models that are expensive, because they were often worn out in cup battles. The O2 filled the Munich company's coffers, but was never lacking in self-confidence, even from the beginning.
Es hat damit angefangen, dass wir uns erlaubt haben, ein etwas besseres Automobil zu bauen. Das hat uns gezwungen, auch einen etwas besseren Kundendienst zu haben und die etwas besseren Monteure und Meister. Unser Problem ist jetzt, dass immer mehr Leute dieses etwas bessere Automobil kaufen wollen. Aus Freude am Fahren, BMW.
Maybe it's the nearby mountains that make the little BMW so corner-happy. Even over 40 years after its introduction, it's still going strong, with sportiness and self-confidence that it somehow manages to pass on to its owners. BMW has defended their class until today, building saloons which make you look forward to the next corner.